Hello, welcome to Practice with Polly. I have received questions about making teas, and with us all being in our house these past couple weeks, I thought it might be helpful to show you how to make a classic digestive tea called cumin, coriander, and fennel, lovingly just called CCF. It's a wonderful tea for digestion, after meals, or actually any time. So it has 3 spices in it. One is cumin. So I have a little container here with cumin. I'm going to turn the camera down so you can see. This is cumin seed. It's very common in a lot of southwestern and Indian type of cooking. So that's cumin. Well, that's going to be one of the ingredients. And it's a warming spice. Cumin is a warming spice, so it will help with digesting a meal. The second one is coriander. And coriander is the seed of cilantro. So it is a wonderful cooling spice, and it's used to balance out some of that heat. It is also a mild diuretic, so it helps flush things out of your body. So it's a nice, lovely spice used very often in many different cuisines. And then the third spice is fennel. And fennel seed is a lovely fragrant smell, almost smells like licorice. And it's used in a lot of different cuisines, in Italian and Indian and type cuisines. So these are the 3 spices that we'll be using. So the combinations of how you put them in can actually vary. And I'm going to make a suggestion that was recommended by my teacher, Dr. Mishra, to balance out a little bit more cooling spices, especially since here the weather is starting to heat up a little bit. And I'll start off by mixing one teaspoon of the cumin seed. So I go in here and I take 1 teaspoon of the cumin seed, and I'm just going to put it right in a nice cup. From there, I'm going to use 1 tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of fennel, and that will put a ratio of a 1 to 6. So it'll be 6 more fennel seeds than cumin seeds. So if I just do 2 tablespoons, there's 1 tablespoon there, another tablespoon, that goes in the jar, and then 2 tablespoons of coriander seed. So I put 1 and 2. Now once I have that in there, all the seeds are inside of this. You can swirl it around if your hands are clean, which mine are. You can just go in there and mix it up. So I just mix it up. And this I keep in that quantity about so that it's nice and fresh. And I put it into a jar. So I like these little jars with their metal with lids that go on top. It's a very classic type of Indian type of holder for spices. And the other option would be just to use a regular glass jar with a tight sealing lid. Any bell jar with a lid is fine, totally fine. So from there, I just take it, I pour it in my jar, and this goes by my stove, ready to go whenever I want a cup of tea. So what I did was I took a scoopful of this and I put it in a thermos. So my thermos is about 1 liter, and I boiled some water, and I took about 2 to 3 teaspoons of this mixture, and I put it in a tea bag. So options would be to use a disposable tea bag, or you can use one of these nifty little diffusers that you can use for a cup. And you just put the cumin seed, or the mixture of cumin, coriander, and fennel seed, you put it right in there. You pour your hot water in and let it steep for about 10 to 15 minutes. What I did this morning was I put a little baggie, so a little tea bag, filled it up with the cumin, coriander, and fennel, and I used about double. So I used about probably about 1.5 tablespoons of the seeds, put it in one of these little containers, threw it in here, and poured boiling water and closed it up and gave it a shake. And now it's ready to serve. Other options, you can just pour it in whole, and you can use a strainer. Just pour it out and use a strainer. You can use a coffee filter to strain it. So lots of different ways to strain it, but this is disposable and I can just dump the whole thing out. So now I have my tea brewed. Take the tea, open up my container, I get my cup, pour it right out. It's nice and hot. And there's my cumin, coriander, and fennel tea. It's a lovely tea. I hope you enjoy it. And if you have any more suggestions for me, if you'd like me to go over any more culinary tips, Ayurvedic tips that I've learned, I'd love to share them with you. Just let me know. Email me at ayurvedahealthforlife.com or go on my Facebook page, ayurvedahealthforlife.com, and give me a message. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.